I just want to make a few brief remarks here. First of all, a sincere thank you to every single one of you. Obviously, a particular thank you to the House Republicans, but all 100 of us here should be proud of the work we're doing this year. I appreciate the hard work, the commitment, the honest debates we've all had here at the State Capitol this year. And also a thank you to our families that deal with our hectic schedules and absences so that we can serve the great people of the state of Iowa. A special thank you to my wife and our children for their continued support, understanding, and sharing in the sacrifice of our time together. I want to thank the leadership team, Representatives Winchittle, Hagenow, Rogers, Smith, and Fry. I appreciate your leadership and dedication to the state of Iowa and to the House Republican Caucus. To Speaker Pro Tem Steve Paulsen, thank you for your input, your advice, and your guidance. It is very much appreciated. Majority Leader Uppmeyer, I appreciate, the House Republicans appreciate, and I think Iowans appreciate your leadership and the outstanding work that you do. And I also appreciate your friendship. Your service and vision are vital to our efforts and have not only made the caucus stronger, but they have moved the state of Iowa forward. Leader McCarthy and the minority party, I want to thank you for your efforts this year and your continued to work in a bipartisan manner when you could and keeping your opposition civil when you could not. Once again, and I want to follow on from what the leader said, thank you to the leadership staff, Doug, Terry, Josie, Angie, and Tony. You are the best leadership staff in the Capitol, and I will say that the House Republican policy staff, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I also believe is the best caucus staff in the building. So a special thank you there to Jeff, Lou, Brad, Jason, Christy, Carrie, Colin, Amanda, Lewis, and Dustin. Thank you for your hard work and your timely and reliable information. To the Chief Clerk, thank you, to you personally and your staff. The work you do right here in front of all of us and behind the scenes make this chamber operate efficiently. A special thanks to LSA, especially at the end. We always appreciate your work as we have this flurry at the end. Almost all of what you do is not seen, but it does not go unnoticed and it is not unappreciated. Thank you on behalf of all 100 members of this body. I'd also like to thank this young man to my right, the speaker's page. Keith and I actually go way back, about 18 years in fact. He does make every day Father's Day during session, though, and I appreciate him being here, and he's taken exceptionally good care of me. Thank you. A special thank you to Governor Terry Branstad and Lieutenant Governor Reynolds and their team. Appreciate their resolve and their unwavering leadership. At the start of 2013 session, I outlined an action plan to promote a strong Iowa, one that encompassed a strong economy, strong budget leadership, strong schools and communities. As we close this session, I believe we have fulfilled that commitment to Iowans. Iowa has the 3rd highest commercial property taxes, the 16th highest residential property taxes in the nation. Representative Sands is going to take care of that in a few minutes. We pointed out at the beginning of the session, if nothing was done to address this problem, the hardworking taxpayers of Iowa were staring down the barrel of a $2.6 billion property tax increase over the next 10 years, with the majority of that falling to homeowners. Homeowners have been and will continue to be shouldering much of the burden as the rollback turned into the roll-up. Iowans have been very clear that they want property tax reform and relief, and we were able to deliver that to them this year in a way that has never been done before. For decades, this legislator has wrestled with this issue without success. We are getting that done. We are going to pass bipartisan tax relief and reform that includes property tax relief for all classifications of property. It's meaningful, inclusive, it's reliable reform so taxpayers can count on relief from year to year. It ensures residential taxpayers receive as much relief as commercial taxpayers. It limits assessment growth from 4% to 3% on ag and residential and includes a 10% rollback on taxable value for commercial and industrial property. It's $560 million of property tax relief once it's fully implemented. Additionally, this bill enacts a permanent mechanism for the Taxpayer Trust Fund tax credit, giving an overpayment back to taxpayers. This absolutely will make a difference for every Iowan and every Iowa family. We fulfilled our commitment to provide strong budget leadership. 3 years ago, Iowa faced a $900 million budget shortfall. Behaving much like they do in Washington, D.C., this was unacceptable, and Iowans demanded a change. In response, House Republicans outlined budgeting principles that have guided our decisions for the last 3 sessions. I know you've all heard them before, but I'll say them again. Aligning ongoing expenses with ongoing revenue, resisting spending one-time money on ongoing expenses, preventing intentional underfunding of entitlement programs just to balance the budget, and returning those unused tax dollars to Iowa taxpayers. We have fulfilled every one of those commitments. The bipartisan budget passed this session results in 3% growth over fiscal year 2013 and spends merely 88% of what the state is allowed to spend. Culture change in large, entrenched institutions is extremely difficult to accomplish, yet it happened. This is not something to be taken lightly. We've charted a new course. This body has charted a new course for future legislatures, ones that puts hardworking taxpayers of Iowa first, not government. We also took charge with regard to the ending balance. Our debt relief bill pays off $114 million in commitments earlier than required. It fulfills obligations in regards to pension funds, makes an investment on one-time infrastructure projects, in particular at Regents universities, and in water quality. We came together to make Iowa's schools and communities stronger by moving education reform that offers flexibility for school districts, innovation for teachers, accountability for parents, and protection for taxpayers. Instead of continually throwing money at a less than perfect system, we met the challenge to bring about real reform that will provide measurable results. We were able to strengthen the role of Iowa parents, not government, and I think Iowa's children will benefit from that. And finally, we crafted a bipartisan health care plan that focuses on making Iowans healthier without bowing to federal pressure to expand Medicaid. The federal government attempted to force Iowa and other states into expanding a broken and outdated system. Instead of taking the easy way out, House Republicans, led by Leader Uppmeyer and Representative Rogers, along with Democrats, knuckled down and created an Iowa solution to our own health care needs. This solution improves the quality of care, lowers costs, and makes Iowans healthier. It's truly a remarkable session. Some have even said a landmark session. We set very high expectations, and the 150 of us, House and Senate, working together, met them all. As I said in my opening day speech, we are not Washington, D.C. We do not offer ultimatums, push things off until they are nearing a cliff, or wait for a crisis to react. We're Iowans, and I believe once again this General Assembly and this body has proved that we have come together on behalf of Iowans to accomplish serious and meaningful work. Our leaders in federal government, Congress, and the administration, both Republicans and Democrats, should take notice of this body's work. If Washington operated more like Iowa, America would be much better off. Again, thank you very much for your efforts.